have interviewed a few veterans that have shared their experience in their time in the military.
These are some veterans that are working in and around campus and throughout the school district. I'm sure you'll see a few familiar faces throughout the video.
I joined right out of high school. There weren't a ton of job options, but I kind of figured that I would go in. A lot of my family was already in the military. My grandfather had already been in the Navy, so I knew I was going to join the Navy.
Basically, the old man and I had it with each other, and I'm not kidding. He told me my junior year that if I didn't go sign up for the military, he was going to kick my butt out the house door. So I signed up on what is called a delayed entry. So I did my last year of high school, where as soon as I got out of high school, I'd go to boot camp. And then he said, okay, you can live at home now.
Well, I graduated from high school, and I was kind of aimless, working all day, and frankly, drinking age in New York was 18, so I drank all night. And my mother got fed up with that, me living for free and wasting my money and my time. So she said, either the Marines or get out. So I joined the Marines.
Well, I have some military family. So my dad was in the Navy, and I had always considered the military, but not real seriously until I got in college and I realized I needed to take some time off. So I decided to join the Navy.
The why was shortly after 9/11. I was having conversations with my grandfather. I sat on it for a while, but then ultimately I decided to join the Navy.
We used to do Westpacks, so that's going west from North Island in San Diego. And from there, you would go to Hawaii and then the Philippines. And then we went to Hong Kong, Thailand, Diego Garcia, Abu Dhabi, Kuwait, Singapore. That's mainly the biggest places that we went.
Well, I've got to see quite a bit of the world, parts of Asia, parts of Europe, parts of the Caribbean, and parts of the United States.
Well, I was on an aircraft carrier, and so the answer to that is everywhere. We did not go to Antarctica, but I did hit Asia and Africa and Europe and several ports in the Mediterranean.
I didn't get to do a lot of travel with my particular, even though the Navy goes a lot of places. San Diego, the Pacific Ocean, different places. Canada, Florida.
Yeah, I got to travel a lot. We spent time in Okinawa, Japan, and mainland Japan. We spent time in Thailand. I happened to spend 13 months in Afghanistan, which is kind of unique for a sailor, but it was still great. And then just within the United States.
There's a ton of those. I mean, if I had to rank them, I'd say graduating from boot camp was one, because that was tough. Going to my first overseas country, that would be the Philippines, and seeing all these different places you see on calendars and books and things like Hong Kong, Singapore.
To be honest with you, which I'm trying to be, I was in Vietnam, and without a doubt, that was an experience.
Probably landing on the aircraft carrier in a helicopter. I mean,
Probably a couple things come to mind. Some of the times when we would do joint exercises with other militaries, like the Canadian military.
I think the most memorable experience, and in terms of just having a huge impact on me and my family, was my very last deployment was that 13-month stint in Afghanistan.
Have a good idea of what you really want to do.
It depends on the branch you're going into. So when you make the commitment, be ready to adhere to it.
make sure you get everything you can out of that recruiter.
I would highly recommend that you find somebody who has either been in the military or is currently serving in the military to get their point of view on what things are like.
If you do decide to serve, you really have to be mindful of the fact that it's something that has existed for a very, very long time. It will exist long after you decide to leave. And so if you're hoping that it's something that is going to make your life just incredible just by being a part of it, that's not necessarily the right approach. You have to think in terms of, is this something that I can do to make the people around me safer, feel more secure, take care of my community better? So it really, even though you're big part of a great big thing, it really is, you have to be personally committed.
Thank you, veterans. We appreciate you all.